Okay, for this version of If Then, I think it's 52 or 3. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. We're going to be doing new releases. And a couple of these I'm actually looking forward to seeing. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing these. So, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Christina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy schmancy stuff going on here. Just me talking to you about books. So, we're going to do some new releases today. In no particular order. C.J. Archer, The Journal of a Thousand Years. As Sylvia prepares to meet Gabe's parents for the first time, the last thing she needs is for her long-lost father to cause trouble. While his answers to her questions finally bring clarity, they also usher in danger. But that's not all her elusive father brings into Sylvie's life. His treasured gift of ancient journal passed down to the generations connects her to the past with his mystical spells and captivating stories. Yet it's the cryptic prophecy written on the magical pages that captures Sylvia's attention, hinting at a destiny entwined with Gabe's. Does it relate to the threat of abduction that has dogged him for months? I don't know. Book 2. And we've seen this lady a lot on Flashback Monday. A lot. She's a cozy. We got some cozy. We got a couple of cozies. Laura Childs. High Tea and Misdemeanors. When a wedding is tragically averted by the death of the bridesmaid, Theodosia is determined to prove that it was murder in the latest entry in the New York Times best-selling book. Theodosia and her team, T. Summerlear, Drayton Connolly, are tapped to cater the elegant wedding of Bettina and Jamie. Theodosia and Drayton's are setting up when they hear a crash from the greenhouse. Shockingly, they discover that part of the roof has collapsed, trapping a bridesmaid and the groom. He will pull through, but the bridesmaid is no more. Is it murder? Book 3. Cassandra Clare. I've got some of hers over there. We've got a few of them. We've done some stuff on her. If you haven't seen, it's been a while, but we did sci-fi. We did Sandra J. Maas and Cassandra Clare and a few others in an unboxing a while ago. Check that out. The RAGPICKER Chronicles. Kel Saren's body double to Connor, Crown Prince of the dazzling city of Castellane, is caught between two worlds. In order to protect his beloved prince, Kel must find the culprits responsible for a massacre at the royal palace, and the only clues are held by the Ragpicker King, the notorious criminal who rules the Castellane underworld. The trail Kel follows leads back to the hill, where amongst the decadent nobles and glittering parties, a dark conspiracy to destroy the royal family has taken hold. A conspiracy headed up by the monstrous Astrid Greymont, the man engaged to marry the woman Kel adores. Oops, we got a love triangle going on here or what? Next, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth book. You will see this book on this channel. As soon as I get it, you will see it. Well, actually, as soon as I get it, I'll read it, and then it'll be posted. So this book probably won't show up till middle to end of April. So, but it will show up because I am anxious to read this book. If you have not seen all of my RHYS Bowens, RHYS BOWEN Molly Murphy series videos, please go check those out. We've got Silent as a Grave, Molly Murphy book 21. With a newborn and 2 children, Molly Murphy Sullivan is tackling motherhood. Her husband Daniel is off to work in Washington as Easter breaks in New York. Her dear friend and writer Ryan O'Hare is shooting a movie, one of the first to involve a real plot and actors. He invites Molly and the children to visit the set and watch the excitement. When one of the actresses is fired, Molly's adopted daughter Birdie is called to replace her in the scene. Turns out she's a natural and he is asked to star in the rest of the film. Molly is skeptical about leaving Birdie alone on the set, but her great friends Sid and Gus offer to chaperone her. Now, it's been a while. But I remember Molly came over from Ireland. She was a runaway. Well, not, yeah, kind of sort of runaway. That she had been raped, so she was leaving. And this woman had 2 children, and they were, she wanted them to go to America, but she was dying. She died like a week later, so she gave Molly all her papers and all her identification to get on the ship. And Molly brings them to the United States, and then the whole series with the 2 kids goes through. And I think Birdie's the girl from it. The girl from the 2 children. The boy was off with the father, I think, but I think the girl stayed. And Gus and Sid are her gay neighbors. Very rich, very wealthy, very eccentric, very theater-going girls. They're lovely. I love Sid and Gus. They're awesome. Her husband went through some stuff with the police department too. So he went through some stuff. It all plays out in the books, and then her mother-in-law and all this kind of stuff. You got to read those, and then you got to read my Victoria Thompson. You got to do both. Got to do all my videos. Do all my videos. That's it. Do them all. Do them all. All J.D. Robb, all Janet Ivanovich, all Molly Murphy, all Victoria Thompson. I'm a series person. The movie industry is still experimenting with ways to get the best shot, like pretending to tie Birdie to real train tracks, but soon the special effects start to malfunction. After a few mishaps where no one hurt, the special effects turns deadly. We gotta watch out for Birdie. We don't want her to get hurt. On the sci-fi end of things, GALAPHILE. GALAPHILE. The first Druids of Shanra. Terry Brooks. One of the most iconic structures in the Four Lands of Parnor, the fortress home of Druid order, legend holds that it was erected by 11 leader known as Gaffil Jas. Who was this Gaffile, and how and why did he choose to establish the center of magic and learning? Within these pages, we meet the real Gaffil, following him from a friendly teenage orphan stranded in the human world to a powerful adult and master mage, studying under the infamous recluse Cogline. We learn of forces that shaped him, those he loved and those he lost, those he aided and those who stood against him. Throughout it all, Gaffile's goal is a noble one: to bring order to a chaotic world and to make life better for those trying to survive. To this end, he commences building the citadel, which will one day be known as the Parno, with the aid of the king of the Silver River. But there is one other who seeks dominion over the Four Lands and is far less virtuous. We'll see. What's going, Smoke? Tess Garrison. Rizzoli and Isles. I love my girls. I love my Rizzoli and Isles. Have you watched Rizzoli and Isles? I've done some Tess Garrison videos in the past. We will do more Tess Garrison videos in the future. This is a new series to me. I have not seen this series previously. It's The Summer Guest, a thriller, The Martini Club, Book 2. When former spy Maggie Bird retired to the seaside hamlet of Purity, Maine, she settled in for a quiet life with breathtaking views, but enemies from her past soon threatened to destroy everything. Maggie survived thanks to her wits and the collective intelligence of the Martini Club, the circle of CIA friends and her cocktail-sipping book club. Their handiwork, however, caught the attention of young police chief Joe Thierbaud. Now Joe and her neighbors, ex-spies, have an uneasy alliance. almost sounds like sort of kind of a cozy. It's not exactly a cozy. It's a little more hard edge to be a cozy, but it's leaning that way. So we'll see. It's a little edgier for a cozy. A little on the harder edge here. Harlan Coben, Nobody's Fool. Sammy Kearse, a young college grad backpacking in Spain with friends, wakes up one morning covered in blood. There's a knife in his hand. Beside him, the body of his girlfriend Anna dead. He doesn't know what happened. He screams, drown out his thoughts, and then he runs. 22 years later, Kearse, now a private investigator, is a new father who's working off his debts by doing low-level surveillance jobs and teaching wannabe sleuths at night school in New York City. One evening, he recognizes a familiar face in the back of the classroom, Anna. It's unmistakably her. As soon as Kearse makes eye contact with her, she bolts. For there is no choice. He knows he must find this woman and solve the impossible mystery that haunted him every day of his life. Did she fake it? Was she only minor injured? We'll see. You have to read the book to find out. Another cozy. This one is a cozy. This one is a cozy. It's up there with Leslie Childs, excuse me. Leslie Childs and this lady are cozies. 100% cozies. Leslie MEIER. Laura Childs. I make mistakes. I'm human. Laura Childs. The Bridal Shower, a Lucy Stone mystery. Lucy Stone is thrilled about her youngest daughter Zoe's engagement to Chad, a rising minor league baseball player with dreamy eyes and plenty of southern charm. Yet there's no denying the whirlwind romance has turned Lucy's life upside down in more ways than one, especially when she learns about Chad's complicated background and close ties to Tinker's Cove. The secrets and rumors are enough to send her investigative reporting instincts into overdrive. Trouble really crashes in the moment Lucy meets her in-laws-to-be. Penny and Nate Nettleton, persuasive Penny proves to be intent on taking over wedding preparations, even arranging a Tuscan-themed bridal shower before Zoe publicly announces her engagement. It's a shock when the event goes off without a hitch, but the real shock comes when prominent guest Hetty Ferrantes, the head of the Tinker's Cove Historical Society, goes missing, only to be found dead, a brutal victim of murder. I've done some of his books. I may do more. I haven't decided. I read the first book. If you have not seen my video for his very first book, go and watch it. I go off. And to find out why I go off, you gotta watch the video. It's his very, 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 very first book. It's a prey book. Very, very, very first book. You gotta go watch it. I go off on that book 6 Ways to Sunday. I was livid. Absolutely livid when I did that book. So this is book 35 of the series. Doris Granfeld, an employee at an accounting firm, was brutally stabbed to death, but nobody knew exactly where the crime took place. Her body was found the next night, dumped among dense thicket of trees along the edge of an urban park 8 miles east of St. Paul, Minnesota. Despite her twin sister Laura Granfeld's persistent calls to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, the killer is never found. 20 years later, Laura has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Confronted with the possibility of her own death, she's determined to find Doris's killer once and for all. Finally taking matters into her own hands, she dumps the entire investigation file on every true crime site in the world and offers a $5 million reward for information leading to the killer's arrest. Well, that'll just bring everything. A little on the lighter side here. Miss Susan Mallory, we've done her before in all our Romantic Times Book Review magazine. Are all our Flashback Mondays. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Um, it's been a day. Beach Vibes, the perfect summer beach read about found family secrets and betrayal. While Beth is proud of her Malibu beach shop surf sandwiches, she's even prouder of the charismatic brother Rick, who rose from foster care through the surgical residency. She makes subs, he saves lives. Life takes a turn for the happy after she finds out Rick is dating her new best friend Jana. Then Jana's handsome brother adds even more sparkle to Beth's days and night. Do we get a do we get a quad? Do we get a quad here? So you got a brother and sister and a brother and sister. So the brother and sister date the brother and sister. That's a quad. Or is it? Let's see. But when she catches Rick with another woman, like with her visions of idyllic family future disappear in one awful instant. It sounded good there for a second. A historic. I like historics. Have you been Ursula Fiona Buckley with me lately? Just about done with that series. The Girl from Greenwich, an intriguing historical novel based on the true story of Hamilton Burr and America's first murder trial. Sounds interesting. The Girl from Greenwich Street. Based a start of a new century, a shocking murder transfixes Manhattan, forcing bitter rivals Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr to work together to save a man from the gallows. Just before Christmas 1799, Elma Sand slips out of her Quaker cousin's boarding house and doesn't come home. Has she eloped? Run away? No one knows until her body appears in the Manhattan well. Her family insists they know who killed her. Handbills circulate around the city accusing a carpenter named Levi Weeks of seducing and murdering Emma. But quietly, Levi's wealthy brother calls in a favor. Aaron Burr's legal practice can't finance both his expenses and tastes and his ambition to win the 1800 New York elections. To defend Levi Weeks is a double win, a hefty fee plus a chance to grab headlines. Alexander Hamilton has his own political aspirations. He isn't going to let Burr monopolize the public attention. If Burr is defending Levi, then Hamilton will too. Okay. And our final book in this March new releases. We're looking forward to April new releases. The Godfather meets West Side Story in Girl Anonymous with Christina Dodd. For now, Margia hides in plain sight as a fine. Let me back up. As a child, MarjaDaire saw her mother ignite an explosion that killed vengeful mob boss Benoit Arundel and herself to save Mara's life. Mara has been on the run ever since, fleeing from intimacy, love, and consequences. Now an adult, Mara hides in plain sight as a fine arts mover transporting priceless belongings. Working for a new client brings her to the mansion where the fateful blast from her childhood occurred. There she meets Dante, the ruthless guard and brooding Arundel family boss. He watches her with dark intent, but does he remember her? Will he use her to take revenge for his father? A chance turn of events earns her his trust when she courageously leaps into flames to rescue his mother. And what happens between them in the darkness sets the world afire. Will he find out who she is? Will he find out? What will happen? You know, with these type of stories, there's usually my hair's almost done. There's usually like they have the beginning tense, then they have to get to know the tense, and then at the end, just before the happily ever after comes, if there's going to be a happily ever after comes, he's got to find out, and then we've got to go. There's always that extra hurdle. There's always that extra hurdle. So those were March new releases. Don't forget to check out next week's If Then, because this was If Then. This is my new releases If Then. And Flashback Monday. Ah, did you like all the Irish St. Patrick's Day themed If Thens? The fake books. I wanted to call it Blarney Stone, but I didn't think about Blarney Stone until after I did it. And since I didn't mention Blarney Stone the whole time I did the video, I couldn't mention it. I couldn't call it Blarney Stone, but it's fake books. That's interesting. Go check that book and Cozy St. Patrick's Mysteries. So go check those out. And have a good one.